The 5-note scale that gets a side eye from some jazz snobs. In this video, you're going to get 3 different types of pentatonic scales that can help you connect musical ideas with your target notes. Hi, my name is Jason Klobnak and I'm a jazz trumpeter from Denver, Colorado that helps musicians find a better way to improvise. If you're looking for a quick jazz improv tip that will help your soloing, then you've come to the right place. The pentatonic scale. It's a simple 5-note scale that's full of melodic possibilities. That's one of the main reasons I like to use it as a tool or connector to get to my targets. Although it may benefit you to visualize the pentatonic scale less like a scale and more like a collection of pitches. One of the reasons why the jazz police and other snobs look down upon it is because of the less than ideal ways musicians have used it. Some of you may be thinking right now, oh yeah, that scale reminds me of a guitarist or sax player just running fast patterns up and down their instrument. And for those instances, sure, I'd agree with you there. But the pentatonic scale has been used for generations in creating memorable melodies. It's from that well that I like to draw ideas and use them. Different note combinations and rhythms, thinking melodically rather than patterns when using them. So instead of giving you a couple cool licks that are based off of the pentatonic scale, I want to show you a few different ways that I use them, and hopefully you find this beneficial. The first, and honestly most obvious one, is using the standard major pentatonic scale, which is based off of the root, second, third, fifth, and sixth scale degree of whatever key you're using. If you come from the minor pentatonic scale side of things, guess what? It's the same thing. You just start on the sixth. But as you'll see when I introduce some of these other pentatonic scale options, why I like to use the major pentatonic as my home base reference point. This standard pentatonic scale works wonderfully when working and thinking in a macro or global key area because of the melodic possibilities. They help you target the 1, the 3, and the 5 of the key. Why does this work? Well, the targets are inside of the pitch collection. As long as you are comfortable creating melodies and thinking of using that little melody to get to your target, which, guess what, is probably already inside that pentatonic scale anyway, then you can create a lot with just that. Now, these other pentatonics are alterations off of the major pentatonic scale. Some of them have exotic names that educators fight over, but I'll leave that up to them because I'm more interested in helping you find a better way to improvise and not finding a better way to argue. The first of these altered scales takes that major pentatonic scale and lowers the third by a half step, making a type of minor pentatonic. I absolutely love using this one over blues and prefer teaching this to younger students rather than the blues scale. Remember though, if you're using this one for the blues, to alternate using the major third and the minor third depending on what chord you're targeting. This pitch collection is also one of my preferred to use when targeting or needing to solo over extended minor 7 flat 5 chords or tonalities. The next version is, guess what, again altering that major pentatonic scale, but this time by lowering the 6th scale degree by a half step. It has a nice texture over dominant chords, but I find myself using it more to change the texture and color of a line whether that altered note fits a chord or not. Why? Because unless I'm specifically targeting that flat 6, everything else is still the major pentatonic pitch collection. Which brings me to how I use all of these. Unless the chord progression doesn't allow, I like to use macro or key-based targeting for the majority of my playing because it allows my mind to think more melodically. You'll notice that some key area type progressions will have a temporary modulation to a different key or possibly even secondary dominance within the key before coming back. The temptation for key-based soloist is to skate past those harmonic changes and just keep playing over the main key area. Not only does that clash, but it doesn't show respect to the composer of the piece that you're playing. One way to bridge that gap is using pentatonics that keep you in the main key area and thinking about that pentatonic, and look to see what note in that pitch collection could be adjusted by a half step up or down and still allow you to think in the main key area. You're just changing up one note. And guess what? Voila! Whether you realize it or not, you're using one of these exotic altered pentatonic pitch collections. Let's look at an example. If you see this progression in C major, it looks like we could hang out on that C major pentatonic pitch collection. Until we get to that E7 chord, that G sharp sticks out like a sore thumb. Well, we can keep thinking C major pentatonic pitch collection, but we could change out the A natural for a G sharp and get this sound. Or we could change out the G for a G sharp and get a different type of altered pentatonic. All while keeping that C major pentatonic pitch collection going on in the back of the mind. This allows us to keep creating melodies, which is really at the heart of what we're trying to do when we solo. I've got to play along over the standard How High the Moon. And yes, for those looking for the target map, there is one uploaded in the members area for you. What I'm going to do is use probably some other tools to get to my targets over this example, but I'll mostly use the pentatonic pitch collection tools that we talked about in this video. Then right after, you'll get a chance to try it out on this video. And if you're interested in checking out more tools to get to those targets, I've got some links below for you as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it has added value or benefit to your playing in some way. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell that's right next to it that lets you know when another video comes out. And if you know any other musician that might find this useful, please share it with them as well. Until then, my name is Jason Klobnak, and I'll see you on the next one.